right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another reaction. We got one from Vintage NBA, and it's gonna be about the one and the only Larry Bird, Larry Legend, Larry Joe Bird. Without further ado, let's jump right in.
In the town of French Lick, that young Larry Bird honed his skills to perfection and grew up to become the savior of the NBA's most fabled franchise. The story of a rare bird is next on Vintage NBA.
2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in.
I gotta mention this. Hey, I know this was dope throwback. Like these segments and these shows, like in the NBA TVs of back then, the ESPNs, yo, 10 out of 10. The documentaries, 10 out of 10. I know they were peak.
Yes, basketball has changed. It's always been a great game, but now it has a new spirit.
He dunks like Dr. J. He might be the new Iceman.
The modern day Wilt Chamberlain.
He looked like Magic Johnson.
The future has arrived.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
ESPN Classic.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vintage NBA. I'm Robin Roberts. Today, we devote our show to one of the game's all-time greats, the player known as Larry Legend, Hall of Famer Larry Bird. During the 80s, he led the Boston Celtics back to glory, while also helping to revitalize the NBA. And when his playing days were over, Larry returned home to Indiana, this time to be a coach, as he took charge of the Pacers. There he got to coach a player who's a master of clutch shooting just like Bird himself. He's Reggie Miller. And this week he's in the chair, talking about what it's like to play for a legend.
Growing up in California, everyone hated this man. Between the Lakers and the Celtics rivalry, no one really wanted to hear anything about Larry Bird.
One way or another, Bird kills you.
But being a shooter and a scorer, I could respect Larry.
Larry Bird with a big three-point bomb.
He made big shots, he made big plays, he made his teammates better.
Here's Larry Bird chucking down the court.
He did it all.
This game is Larry Bird's. I mean, he's doing everything.
Each and every time he entered or approached a game, he knew that his will, his desire, what he was going to accomplish that night was going to be the determining factor.
Lead to Bird off the fake, improves his position, and the Celtics are up again.
I think probably the most infamous is the steal against Detroit.
Detroit by 1, 17 seconds, so Boston goes for the final shot.
It's one of those games where you remember where you're at that time because everyone's like, oh my goodness, they're going to beat the Celtics. This is unbelievable. And I remember I was in LA at the dorms. The guys were all around. We were watching the game.
And the ball gets knocked out of bounds by Ainge. No, they call it the other way.
The Detroit ball with 5 seconds to go.
Detroit was right at the apex to get over the hump. And the only way you were going to get over the hump was to beat the Celtics. Isaiah wants to hurriedly get the ball in bounds, which is a good move on his part.
And now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in.
Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? No. No, he didn't.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a bad move. That's a bad move by Isaiah Thomas to rush the inbound. Should have caught a timeout at the time. Well, he didn't, and look what happened. Larry Bird got the steal, passed it to Dennis Johnson for the layup.
What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass. And Boston has a 1-point lead with 1 second left. Oh, my, this place is going crazy.
Everybody going crazy.
It's funny. My rookie year, our first game was in the Garden. Of course, the Celtics were beating us down, but we were playing very competitively. And I remember, because I had never met Larry before, and I remember him walking up to me and saying, keep working hard. You're going to be a good one. And for him to say that to me, and I'm on an opposing team, and he doesn't know me from Adam, that really meant a lot.
Come on, guys. It's going to take time here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 2.
It's hard to even fathom that he is coaching.
Be patient on offense, okay? Take your time and get whatever you want.
During the games, when we're making runs and we're getting back into the game or we're stretching the lead, he'll always look at me and say, if you get a chance to shoot a three, to put the dagger in, do it.
Picked up Mullen, kicks it to Jackson. Miller, a wide open three. It's good.
Ooh. The pitch out to Miller for 3. Reggie Miller with a cold-blooded 3.
We all know that Larry, he lived this game, and he poured his heart and soul into this game. And Coach would have played this game for free because of the love of the game. But what I like the most about him is he still hates to lose, even in the coaching ranks. Every time he steps on the court, he doesn't know the word lose. He just wants to win.
That's beautifully said, man, by Reggie. That's beautifully said. I mean, you're a coach, you hate to lose, man. And then you're coaching a Hall of Famer, man. I think Mark Jackson was on this team too. That's amazing. That's amazing, man. For you to get a compliment from Larry Bird, and then to be coached by him, that's amazing. You could put that on your bucket list. Cross it off your bucket list. You got to play with a living legend, man.
Reggie says he would have loved to have played alongside Bird, but the next best thing is playing for him. Now, Larry had never coached at any level before joining the Pacers, but his on-the-job training went pretty smoothly. In his first season, he led Indiana to the conference finals and won the Coach of the Year award. All he had to do was find room for it in his trophy case, which was already jam-packed from his playing days. And we'll look back at his career in just a moment.
He was not about clothes, he was not about fashion, wasn't about cars, he was about the love of the game.
Imagine what Reggie Miller just mentioned. Oh, Larry Bird would actually play for free, man. Oh, I can't imagine Larry Bird playing the game for free. Because if somebody was doing it for money, you would know that they'll be doing something for money based on their performance. Like some of these players nowadays, they're working towards a contract, right? And they reach that finish line. They get what they paid for, which is a max deal. And what happens after that? They take the foot off the gas pedal. What motivated them to get to where they was now on the backside of it is not what it. Come on, man. Larry Bird would play the game for free. I could imagine that.
People already are starting to compare you to some of the all-time greats, in the pro game. Do you think this is fair?
No, not really. I play a whole different game. I try to just do the things that I have to do to win, and I know it takes just more in scoring, so I don't care who they compare me with, I'm still Larry Bird.
There you go.
In the late 70s, the once proud Boston Celtics had fallen on some pretty tough times, but they were revived by a rather unlikely hero, a shy country boy from a small town in Indiana named Larry Bird. In college, he led unheralded Indiana State to the national championship game. And in 1979, he began turning the Celtics into winners once again. Over the next decade, Bird led Boston to 3 NBA titles and won 3 MVP awards. He always played his best when the stakes were highest, and he left behind some unforgettable images. Larry Joe Bird was one of those players that your eyes were always drawn to. Maybe it was his blonde, almost whitish hair, or his ruddy, pale complexion, or the way he single-handedly placed a small, anonymous rural school on the basketball map. Remember the way he used to rub his hands dry on the bottoms of his sneakers? Arriving in Boston in 1979, he entered into basketball's ultimate cathedral and quickly became etched in part of the history of the NBA's most storied franchise.
He seems like a Celtic. I mean, can anybody envision Larry Bird wearing a Laker uniform? He doesn't even look right. I mean, think about the colors on Larry. Does that look right? I don't think so.
And as if performing from a written script, this unique player rescued a fallen dynasty while embodying all the qualities of past Celtic greats. The deft passing of Bob Cousy, the burning intensity of Dave Cowens, the art of the steal like John Havlicek. The brashness of the Celtic patriarch Red Auerbach, and the ability to wage a psychological war on the court like Bill Russell.
I called Larry Bird one year. I said, I just want to tell you something. The way you conducted yourself and the way you played made me proud to be a Celtic.
But no one saw the game quite like Bird did. With his unique vision and peerless court sense, Bird used the other players on the basketball court the way a grandmaster moved the pieces on a chessboard.
Now they clear aside for Larry. Fakes it.
Hey.
Bird. There's the play of the game, right there.
But his skills did not come without sacrifice. The quintessential gym rat, who was constantly looking to improve, Bird was a working-class hero who fans of the last rows could relate to.
He was not about clothes, he was not about fashion, wasn't about cars, he was about the love of the game. I could never relax because
it's not like that nowadays anymore, ladies and gentlemen. The love of the game. I know Magic was more suited for LA, the Hollywood, the Showtime, lights, camera, action. Boston was perfect for Larry. Low-key guy. All he cared was about basketball, man. Basketball and winning.
I knew Larry was working. Whatever it is that he couldn't do, I knew he was going to work on it.
The combination of his superior talents and his reserved, sometimes cryptic personality made him all the more fascinating to the entire country. And his background only added to his mystique. Hailing from a small town that seemed almost fictitious, he appeared to be more like a Mark Twain character than a basketball impresario. Like the quiet drifter in an old western from a bygone era, he possessed an innate destroyer instinct, always knowing how to put away his opponents.
Well, I had a lot of confidence that I had an opportunity to do something to help our team win. If it came down to that last shot, I wanted to take it.
2 seconds left. The Bullets by 1. Aims to Bird. He gets a good shot in the shoulder.
Bang. Bang.
Incredible.
Suns by 2. They throw to Bird. Here comes Bird. Puts it up. Counts the bucket. We're tied at 104. And Bird will go to the line for his 51st.
2-point Maverick lead.
Bird's the man they want to have it. Yes, indeed.
Bird for
Hey,
three.
pull up.
Yes, Larry Bird for 3 with 4 seconds to go. Celtics lead it by 1. What can you say about Larry Bird?
Hitting so many clutch baskets time and time again, it was amazing that teams couldn't devise a way to stop him. And on those rare occasions when he did miss his mark, he did so with a quality that made him heroic, even in defeat.
He was just a phenomenal teammate who could do anything and everything by himself, but always in the framework of the team.
I care about my teammates. I want to see my teammates do well. He personified that.
I liked it when everybody was involved. You know, you play as a team, you win as a team, you lose as a team.
Never seeking public attention, Bird exuded a quiet inner dignity. A reluctant hero, he preferred to let his play on the court speak for itself, which in turn made him even more endearing.
Larry Bird just, whew. We better move on because we'll be here for hours talking about him.
Touching the hearts of everyone who watched him play, he left behind a sense of wonder and a lasting legacy. He was Larry Legend. Larry left an indelible mark on the game and surprised many people along the way. He was often told he couldn't run, couldn't jump, and didn't have the athleticism for the NBA. But whatever he lacked physically, he more than made up for with intensity, intelligence, and sheer hard work. From his childhood in French Lick, Indiana, to his final days in Boston, Bird never stopped working to improve. He was nicknamed the Hick from French Lick. But as Larry once said, quote, "I came to Boston a hick and left a legend, and that's not bad." Later, we'll relive one of Bird's greatest moments against Magic and the Lakers in the '84 finals. Welcome back, everyone, to Vintage NBA. The careers of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson will forever be linked. They had one of the NBA's greatest rivalries. As we log on to the Vintage NBA page at NBA.com, it says that Johnson's Lakers took 2 or 3 NBA finals from Bird's Celtics. And you couldn't have had 2 more perfectly cast rivals. Magic, the flashy showman who embodied the glitz and glamour of L.A., versus the poker-faced blue-collar Bird who symbolized the tradition of Boston.
When that game was coming up 2-3 weeks out, people were preparing then. And both cities just, as soon as we hit town, it was like the devil hitting town, you know? It's like, oh, uh-oh, the devil is here, you know? I mean, the baggage guys at the airport. Oh, Magic, Larry's gonna kill you tomorrow. There's no magic here. This is Larry Bird town.
The Larry-Magic rivalry was so captivating, it was even turned into a TV commercial, one that featured Johnson invading Bird's home turf.
Converse made a pair of Bird shoes for last year's MVP.
Yep.
Well, they made a pair of Magic shoes for this year's MVP.
Okay, Magic, show me what you got.
The Bird shoe, the Magic shoe. Choose your weapon.
Guys, get it. Jump in that comment section, man. Which one of these shoes did you guys have? Which one did you choose from?
The Bird shoe, the Magic shoe.
Which one of these did you guys choose and copped? Hey, that's crazy. I remember that. That commercial reminds me of the authentic commercials. Right? Not overly scripted, natural. You could feel the energy in that commercial, the Converse commercial. Nowadays it's just fake.
Choose your weapon.
Bet you forgot about that commercial, huh? One man who recognized the value of one-on-one competition was Magic's former coach, Pat Riley, a master motivator and one of the NBA's greatest coaches.
I don't think you ever get anywhere in life unless you develop an adversary. And you want to have an adversary, an opponent, an enemy in your business that's going to motivate you, that's going to bring out the best in you.
Great rivalries have always been a hallmark of the sport.
To speak on what Pat Riley said is absolutely true. You got to have something that's always pushing you, a rivalry. And that's what happened. Boston, LA, Magic, Larry Bird. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be where it is now. Plus, it was marketable. You can't forget how marketable it was, too, for the both of them. One going against each other, and then for you guys, like as the fans, to choose, like, hey, I'm on Bird's side, or hey, I'm on.
With darkness and silence through the night, what a thrill.
And you can tell the both of them, man. Both of them had so much great respect for each other. They wanted to play against each other. You always want to play against the best. Because it's only going to push you to get better. And amazing. Amazing
Sports
rivalry.
world. But head-to-head showdowns aren't just limited to the athletic arena. Throughout history, adversaries have been duking it out. Some of the best? So glad you asked. Way back when, there was a battle waged between Grant and Lee, just a little dispute that developed into the Civil War. In West Side Story, the Sharks and the Jets rumbled for the rights to their turf, the streets of New York. King Kong already owned New York and the Empire State Building, but he had to fight Godzilla for the mantle of greatest monster. For many years, the Cold War raged between the U.S. and the USSR. Luckily, that one never came to blows. But it does come to blows every Saturday morning between these two. The funny thing is, the Roadrunner seems to win every time. Now, of course, we couldn't get to all the famous rivals. For instance, the Hatfields and the McCoys will have to wait for another show. We only have so much time, folks. But we do have a little battle between the NBA's arch enemies, the Lakers and the Celtics, coming up. They'll square off in the 1984 finals in one of Larry Bird's greatest moments, a pressure cooker that came to be known as the Sauna Game. So stay with us. Five years after battling for the NCAA title, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson renewed their rivalry in the NBA. The Celtics and Lakers met for the 1984 championship. They split the first 4 games, and Game 5 was a heated battle in more ways than one, as Boston Garden was sweltering. We'll relive that game in a special sighting for you bird watchers, straight from the ornithology section of the Airwave Archive. Larry and the Celtics lead by 6 in the second quarter, as we join Dick Stockton and Tommy Heinsohn on a steamy June 8th, 1984.
Everyone is hot, over 90 degrees, and moving toward that century figure.
Boston Garden's idea of air conditioning is to open all the doors and have the ushers blow hard.
8:25 remaining in the first half. The Celtics have committed 2 team fouls. The Lakers 1. And the free throw by McGee. And the follow-up. Kareem
That's a
goes
travel.
inside and lays it in, and the basket counts and a foul.
They not gonna call it travel? The heck? Bro, he was moving his pivot. Come on, he slided. He's sliding it again. Nah, man, that's a travel. Come on, man. Give me a freaking officiating badge right now. He was shuffling his feet, man.
And lays it in, and the basket counts and a foul. So after McGee missed, the Celtics scored, and now Kareem, double team.
They're really surrounding him. Everybody's back in the paint, but boy, what a nice super move. That was really a terrific move by Jabbar to free himself.
But Kevin McHale has 4 personal fouls. McHale has 4 fouls and remains in the ball game. Cedric Maxwell will undoubtedly replace him momentarily. So the Celtics may not be getting that much out of McHale beyond what they've seen. McHale is fouled, and the crowd cheers derisively at the officials, who think it's been all in favor of the Lakers so far.
McHale goes to the bench right now with those 4 personals as Maxwell arrives on the scene. But McHale, they feel that he is their real big advantage at power forward. Nobody of the Lakers can guard him. At least that's what Casey Jones feels. He's had some troubles against this 1 foot in the paint defense by Pat Riley. The last ball game, he got his shots off, but didn't hit them.
McHale goes out with 10 points. Are the Lakers playing it as tight inside as they have in the previous games?
Well, we're seeing a little bit more outside now. Bird is starting to move outside, or another one of the Celtics, a little bit more movement in their offense.
So the Lakers are not packed in as much?
Nope.
Bird blocked from behind. It's still Boston ball, and it was Magic Johnson who came from behind Larry Bird. to get a piece of that one.
Anybody could notice the energy running through this screen right now, the competitiveness between these two teams. Being able to watch this 1984 finals, the competitiveness between both teams, man, that's beautiful.
7:40 remain in the first half. The Celtics by 5, now 7, as Dennis Johnson is in double figures with 10 points. Magic Johnson, Cooper, Rambis, Kareem,
Nice.
Worthy, the same 5 that started the game. The Celtics, pesky as well as the Lakers are, tipping loose balls.
I tell you, Johnson is playing like a man possessed. DJ, Dennis Johnson.
And you know, Magic always does. 7 on the shot clock. Magic Johnson with a screen from Rambis. It's his first outside shot. He's underrated in that department. That's his 4th point of the ball game. 40-35 Celtics. Buckner has seen a lot of action here in this first half. Parrish. Rambis the rebound.
As an unheralded man on the Lakers, Kurt Rambis, boy, he does a blue-collar job for this team.
Magic Johnson
Ooh,
is
back
on
to
a hot
back.
streak. Hits 2 in a row.
Back-to-back jumpers.
And now the Lakers have come within 3. They had a 6-point lead in the first period. The
Ooh,
Celtics
nice.
moved out
And
to 8.
one. Yes.
This basket counts.
Nice. That was a nice interior pass by Dennis Johnson. Thread the needle. I got to replay that one more time.
And now the Lakers have come within 3. They had a 6-point lead in the first period.
Right there.
The Celtics moved out to 8. And this basket
Beautiful.
counts.
Beautiful.
Larry Bird gets the basket. He has 10 points and will have a chance for a 3-point play.
Here you see Larry Bird. Great pick by Parrish. Michael Cooper is going to be facing all those bodies on picks. And here's the foul. A 3-point possibility.
Oh.
Bird misses the free throw. So let's see how they match up. It is Carr on Worthy. And you know the Lakers will try to take advantage of that. Here's Worthy. Buckner on Magic Johnson. Dennis Johnson's on Cooper. And the sky hook. The sky hook has really not been in sync that much for Kareem in this series.
His rhythm seems to be off with it. You know, there's a certain rhythm you develop shooting a shot. The Celtics have been bumping him a little bit. Destroying that rhythm.
Larry Bird. You ever seen many players who can shoot off balance as a forward like Larry Bird can?
Very, very few in my entire stay in the NBA.
Anyone like him? Did you think about?
Well, the close guy I can think to him is Paul Westphal.
Magic Johnson, who's found his shooting eye from outside, now has 8 points. He is the leading rebounder in the series. In fact, has been shooting 67%. As the Lakers coming in with a gaudy shooting percentage. 97 degrees inside ancient Boston Garden. And the Laker foul.
Reaching.
Against Michael Cooper. It'll be Cooper's 3rd personal foul. 3 on Cooper, and that is the 4th team foul on the Lakers. The Celtics have 3. Bird. A 3-pointer for Larry Bird.
Bang. 3-pointer.
And the Celtics are up by 6 points again, 47-41. Here's a pick and roll engineered by Magic Johnson to James Worthy, who rolled to the hoop. And it's a 4-point lead again. Worthy the rebound. And now Kareem looking up court. Cooper. Magic Johnson. Dennis Johnson.
Damn, look at that deep. Look at that defense.
And here's Magic Johnson finally finding an open space. Bird the rebound on the missed shot. Under 5 minutes to go, first half. Dennis Johnson.
Smart. Love it.
And the Celtic bench is up. And a steal by
They're going to steal.
Larry
Behind
Bird
the back.
finds Dennis Johnson, who's open. And Pat Lally wants a timeout.
Timeout.
And it's a great timeout, Dick, because the Lakers are dead tired right now. They're all with their hands on their hips. And for a fast break team with speed, that's not a good sign.
I remember that hot box. I mean, it was hot. I mean, everybody's sweating already. The game is still half hour away. Everybody's just sweating, just anticipating this game and what's going to happen. It was the highest level of basketball that I have ever played. I mean, you didn't sleep before you played the Celtics. You were so excited. You were playing the game before the game actually was played. You were wondering what Larry Bird was going to do. You know, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale. I mean, that's basketball. That's basketball. Oh, man.
And it was basketball at its best in the '84 finals as Magic and Larry battled it out. They also had to battle the heat, which climbed to 98 degrees at courtside. Actually, Bird said he didn't mind the conditions that much. He said he would just run faster to try to create his own breeze. Whatever he did, it was working because the Celtics now lead by 3 in the third quarter as we return to Game 5 of the '84 finals.
And talking about the shooting percentage, the Celtics have the edge, but right now it's slimmed down. Boston shooting 47%, LA 45%. The Celtics have not hit 50% in any game so far, and the Lakers haven't been under 50. Maxwell has it knocked away by Magic, and Henderson is there. And that breaks the 7-point string by the Lakers. 5-point lead for the Celtics. We're nearing the halfway point of this third session. McAdoo way over Bird. Kareem crashes the board, but Parrish comes out with it. And here's a Celtic break. Johnson.
Push it, push it. Woo! Woo!
23 for Larry Bird. That did not come out of the playbook, though. Kareem inside.
Ooh, nice block. Nice block.
Taken back by McGee, who challenges Robert Parrish and goes in with the shot.
That's the poor outlet pass that time by Parrish. Made a great play and then a poor pass.
Kevin McHale with his 4 personal fouls has been on the bench a long time, since early in the second period. Kareem.
Damn, good D.
To Worthy. McGee and Henderson fouls it.
Good D.
Gerald Henderson fouled McGee and probably saved the basket in the process. Here is McHale back in the ball game. He comes back with 4 fouls. And Swen Nader returns for the Lakers. And Kareem goes out. Abdul-Jabbar has 14 points and 5 for 21 shooting. McAdoo. And a loose ball foul called against Swen Nader. 3 fouls on Nader, who was part of 2 NCAA championship teams at UCLA. And a fine rebounder to spell Kareem so far in this series.
Well, the Celtics may go to Robert Parrish at this point. Nader can't guard him.
Ooh, that jumper. Jumper like butter, man.
11 for 14 shooting.
When Worthy is on him, he feels free to shoot the ball outside because Worthy wants to back off him.
McHale. McAdoo
loose ball.
Dennis Johnson. It's a race with Magic.
Got it.
9-point lead. And a timeout by the Lakers. Boston Celtics, who are playing in the same humidity, look as fresh as anything, and the Lakers look like they are exhausted.
This is no fun for a big...
It's serious if you got to use that oxygen thing, man. The hot box, guys. Those that watched it, experienced it, comment down below what was going on. Man. He got the oxygen. Yeah, yep. Man, that's crazy.
Guy playing in this heat. Well, that's Larry Bird, and he has played a lot of minutes so far. And normally when you get tired, a guy like Larry Bird starts to miss from the outside. All big people start to front rim things. But here he is. He's just hitting that long outside shot. He wants to win this thing so badly. I don't think he's even considering being tired.
They fanning him. They fanning him down. That's what's up.
A lot of heat, and I know that Brent talked about that triple overtime with Phoenix. Was that the most grueling night you spent here?
It sure was. I got dehydrated in that triple overtime and passed out in the locker room in front of the press. There's Kareem. And actually just passed out right there in front of the newspaper guy.
Of course, you're talking about that great game in 1976. Tommy Heinsohn guiding the Celtics to the title over Phoenix. Good feed from Magic Johnson to Mike McGee. 76-69, 4:20 to go in the third period. Henderson, alley-oop.
Nice. Wasn't looking.
Got behind McAdoo. They went back door, and it worked.
Well, Nader was playing the play. He thought he was going to try and come to the low post, and they double-crossed him. A little alley-oop to Barrett.
Steal by Bird.
Got the steal.
McHale deflected it. And Johnson tips it out of bounds. Still Boston ball, and you can see the Celtic bench very much in this game. Leading 78-69, 9-point lead. Biggest margin for Boston was 12. Henderson. And Swen Nader clears it to McGee. Celtics getting back on defense. McGee went around, but without the ball. And an offensive foul called against LA.
Nice.
Dennis Johnson was hit in the face.
McGee was determined to take it strong to the hoop, and Dennis Johnson had him played absolutely perfectly.
4 personal fouls now on Mike McGee, who was a starter most of the playoffs until the move made by Pat Riley in the 6th game at Phoenix to put in James Worthy at forward and Michael Cooper at guard, and it worked. Right now, the Celtics lead in a 2-2 series.
Right,
Here's
stop.
Bird again. McHale over the top.
They got.
Hit, and he has been. 5.
That's number 5. That's number 5.
McHale as he tried to go over the top.
Dang.
Byron Scott is coming in for the first time in the ball game, the rookie Laker guard.
You can't worry about fouling out. You got to go and do your job. There's McHale over the top.
I mean, really think about it. It shouldn't be in a foul because you got 2 Laker players going for it. I didn't see no pushing from McHale. I didn't see no cheap shots or anything. Just I mean, look, 1, 2, both of them going for the rebound alongside with Kevin McHale. So why would he get the 5th foul? Why would they call it on him?
You got to go and do your job.
They're all going for a rebound. So come on, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, guys.
There's McHale over the top.
Why? Why are they calling it?
I don't think there was that much contact on it.
There was no contact.
To tell you the truth. He had his hands on the ball like the other 2 players.
15 foul. McAdoo will go to the line to shoot 2.
He's got the weirdest free throw shot, Bob McAdoo. When I first saw him in the Olympic tryouts, he didn't hit. They told me he scored 38 points a game in college. I couldn't believe it.
1 out of 2 for Bob McAdoo. So McGee went out, and Byron Scott, the rookie from Arizona State, is in the ball game. He's a good outside shooter. Here's McHale inside.
Wow, good D.
Nader,
good defense.
And here come the Lakers, trying to cut it to 6. Nader off the rim.
All right.
Foul, loose ball against
Foul on the Lakers.
All the gentleman from North Carolina did was nod his head to Earl Strom.
Bro, why don't look at this? We got questionnaires during this. We don't get these things nowadays, man. Hey. The 1984 NBA Finals was played in a steaming Boston Garden. What was that season's hottest TV show? St. Elsewhere, Here's Street Blues, Cagney and Lacey. Oh my gosh, this is good. This is, oh man. Which one is it? Hey.
comes the big guy.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar comes into the ball game.
He probably used up the whole bottle of oxygen.
Anything that helps.
He probably did use the whole thing of oxygen. And they got to go rush and get him another tank for the next time he sits out.
So Kareem is back. He has scored 14 points. Danny Ainge is back in the ball game.
If he starts floating, we'll know it was helium.
But when he gets up to the banners, then you'll know something, right? Here's Kevin McHale, who's playing with 5 personal fouls. Why is Casey Jones keeping McHale in the game with 5 fouls?
Casey believes that he needs McHale in the ball game right now to make his statement. And McHale will play hard with 5 fouls. They still got Maxwell on the bench. Their forwards are in foul trouble, although Maxwell's getting ready to...
I mean, even if he's in foul trouble, it's going to teach Kevin McHale to play with discipline on the defensive end. And then Casey Jones, as the coach, is taking a risk also by keeping him out there, but also, oh yeah, keeping the foot on the gas pedal. Because look, Boston is up by 9 points, right? So Kevin McHale doesn't have to technically play too aggressively because they're up by 9, and it's the third. It is the third quarter, and you got 3 minutes left. And I believe they just said that Cedric Maxwell is sitting and resting, right? So maybe stick with me, guys. I don't know. The way my mind is. So if Kevin McHale could play the rest of this third quarter, right? Third quarter going into the fourth quarter. The beginning of the fourth quarter, Kevin McHale might still be playing, or they may bring Cedric Maxwell out at the beginning of the fourth quarter, because everything is playing in Boston's favor, right? The temperature in the arena, them being up by 9, Kevin McHale still being a threat out there, third quarter with 3 minutes left. So let's get it. Comment down your thoughts below.
Report in.
Dennis Johnson on Magic Johnson.
Damn, Dennis.
Nader
Dennis a beast on defense.
2 big guys in the lineup for the Lakers. James Worthy.
In and out.
And the Celtics looking to open it up to 11. Here's Dennis Johnson. They do. 19.
There you go. Now you got Dennis Johnson extending the lead over to 11-point lead. And again, them being up, Kevin McHale doesn't have to play too aggressively or anything like that. He can sag off just a tad bit so he don't get the 6th foul.
For Dennis Johnson, he had 22 in his coming out party Wednesday night at the Forum. 81-70, Boston. Here's Byron Scott. They want him for the outside shooting. Nader gets the offensive rebound, and they call a Boston foul. Both teams in the penalty. Nader will shoot. Danny Ainge commits the personal foul. McAdoo also going for the oxygen. So the Lakers, who have had oxygen at their bench in previous series in places like Denver,
that oxygen
and
tank,
Phoenix, having to use it for the first time in Boston as Worthy goes out. Worthy has 18, Tom.
Scott in the ball game for his outside shooting. Wilkes for that outside shooting, perhaps to get Kareem some better inside shots. If Scott and Wilkes can hit those outside shots, going to open up once again for Kareem.
McHale with 5 fouls is on the bench. Maxwell replaces him. The Lakers, do they have a running kind of team out there now, in your opinion?
A semi-running team. They've got the Twin Towers in there, Swen Nader, so they can play power, and they still got 3 guys that can get up the court quickly.
2:15 to go, third period. Maxwell, Ainge, open.
Nice.
Danny Ainge.
I noticed they made the switch. They took Kevin McHale out. They put Cedric Maxwell in. I believe this is still the third quarter. So that's actually a good move too. Making the swap, taking Kevin McHale out because he got 5 fouls. Being able to rest and having Cedric Maxwell come in with Danny Ainge and Forgot who are the other players on the court.
Who's played a significant role in the 2 Boston wins in games 2 and 4. 21 points combined in those games. Magic Johnson throws it away, going for Wilkes, but it was tipped by a Celtic. So the Lakers maintain possession with 2:01 on the clock. They're going to go with a rebounder in here. Kurt Rambis replaces Swen Nader. Rambis goes in for the 34-year-old Swen Nader.
You know, my hat's off to Earl Strum, boy. He's not a young man, and he's still got the sharp eye here in the late stages of his third quarter.
Jamal Wilkes in the corner. They swing it around, and Magic Johnson trying to feed that extra pass inside, but hold it. There's a foul against the Lakers. Kurt Rambis. Greg Kite is coming into the ball game. He was the #1 pick by the Celtics from Brigham Young. He's strong. He's good around the hoop, and the Celtics like what they see in him. And this is not a bad spot to use him, I would think, because Maxwell goes out. So when you have an 11-point lead and maybe 13 points, you can afford to bring in Kite.
Rookie. You're right.
Ainge. .145 to go, 83-72. Here's Rambis inside.
Travel. Travel. Hey, travel.
Try for a steal. And now it's Lakers ball as it was knocked out of bounds. Magic Johnson shaken up. 83-72, nearly a minute and a half to go. The Lakers trying to climb back. The Lakers have outplayed the Boston Celtics for 3 games, 4 games really.
And one.
Kareem gets inside and gets a basket and a foul, and this is the first game in the series that the Celtics have outplayed the Lakers, and if they hold on and win the game, they're leading 3-2. We have a long way to go, but how do you assess the way the impetus has gone?
It's going pretty good, but right here, Greg Kite isn't going too good as he lets Kareem slip right inside.
Great pass by Magic Johnson by passing it where the big man can catch it over 2 guys and be able to get that and one. Dang, that's good.
And never did get that huge body on Jabbar.
Kareem has the 3-point play. 83-75, 124 remaining. Ainge to Bird. Three-point attempt by Danny. Larry Bird has 2 of them, and Danny Ainge has 1. 3-point plays, and with under a minute to go, the Celtics lead again by 11. Rambis inside. And a Celtic foul. Now they say illegal defense called against Boston. So the Lakers and the Celtics each have been hit with an illegal defense call. Maxwell was the guilty party, and the next time, of course, for either side will result in a technical foul. Quinn Buckner comes in for Dennis Johnson. Listen to the hand for Dennis Johnson.
Bro, Dennis Johnson is doing an amazing job on Magic Johnson, man. Bro, yeah. Now I see Dennis Johnson just guarding the best player on the opposite team, man. This guy's really good. He is, wow, really good on defense.
19 points for Dennis Johnson. He has 5 assists as well. 44 seconds remaining in the third period. Wilkes loses it out of
Turnover.
That's usually a duck soup pass for Kareem.
Here's Ainge for 3 again. Not this time in Rambis trying to get the break going to Magic. He's got Wilkes and Byron Scott pulls up. Scott hits. So the rookie, who was acquired from San Diego in the Norm Nixon deal, brings the Lakers to within 9. And now the Celtics playing for the last shot of the third period.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to get it to Larry Bird right now instead of taking those long bomb outside shots that Ainge just let fly.
Well, Bird has hit a couple of those from 3-point territory. 7 seconds. You watch the clock.
Come on, come on, come on. What we got?
James finds an open
Pass it to Bird.
Takes Rambis. 1 second.
Woo! Let's go. Let's go. I like this.
Just another of Bird's patented buzzer beaters. He ended up with 34 points and 17 rebounds as the Celtics won Game 5 on their way to the title. Boston won it again in '86 with what many consider one of the NBA's greatest teams. And even though it was Bird's last championship, he still provided more thrilling moments like his famous steal against Isaiah Thomas in the '87 playoffs and his fourth quarter shootout with Dominique Wilkins in '88. But clutch play is just part of Larry's legacy. He was also a blue-collar superstar. More about that when we continue in just a moment. Welcome back to Vintage NBA. Magic Johnson once said Larry Bird was the only player he ever truly feared, mainly because he could find so many different ways to beat you, whether it was with his clutch shot, the perfect pass, or the key rebound. And if none of that was enough to win, Larry would even sacrifice his own body. And Bird wouldn't hesitate to dive on the floor for a loose ball. And there have been some others who played the same way. For example, Bailey Howell, a hard-working power forward who brought his blue-collar style to the Celtic championship teams of the late 1960s. In the 70s, Ron Lee crashed the NBA with the Phoenix Suns after playing for the Kamikaze Kids at the University of Oregon, and at least he helped up those he knocked down. Got to give him credit for that. Carrying on the tradition was the Worm, Dennis Rodman, who would go flying in the pursuit of a rebound, nose rings, tattoos, and all. And Charles Oakley would stop at nothing in pursuit of a loose ball. He picked up many a floor burn during his years with the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Taking it to the 90s is Bo Outlaw, who brought his relentless non-stop hustle to the Orlando Magic. And here are a few others who are birds of a feather.
I got to say my own teammate, Darrell Armstrong. He give you 110%. I don't care if he's 6'10 or 5'10. If he needs to take a charge, he there.
And Armstrong stood in there. What courage he took the charge and broke up the break.
Eric Snow, obviously he's not the player that, Larry Bird was, but he's the kind of guy that dive on the floor, put his body in front of 7-footers, rebound the ball. He'll do anything to win a ball game.
I would pick Mario Ali. He did a lot for that team as far as sacrificing his body, doing all the little dirty work for that team to become a world champion.
Mario with another great play. If AJ runs it down, which he does, it's a layup. How about Ellie once again?
I think John Stockton is a guy that sacrifices his body. He's always on the floor and very scrappy, and so he takes a large amount of punishment, and he's a good description of somebody that gives up their body every single night.
While some players may have the hustle of Larry Bird, few have ever had his combination of skills and savvy. He could well be the greatest all-around forward in NBA history, and he's part of a long line of versatile forwards. Next to Bird, Rick Barry was probably the best passing forward of all time, and he's the only player ever to lead the NBA, ABA, and NCAA in scoring. He even led the NBA in steals one season. Dave DeBusschere was one of the stars of the Knicks championship teams of the early 70s. Besides being a tremendous rebounder, he also consistently nailed the outside J. Dave's teammate, Jerry Lucas, helped the Knicks win the '73 title with his soft shooting touch and tenacious work on the boards that made him one of the greatest rebounders in NBA history. Hall of Famer Dan Issel starred for the Denver Nuggets in both the ABA and the NBA. He's one of the game's all-time scoring leaders and is the Nuggets' career leader in rebounding. And yes, there is Sir Charles Barkley. He's 6'5", but plays a lot bigger as a power forward. He not only shoots from outside, but is one of the few forwards who can make a steal at one end, take it coast to coast, and then jam it at the other end. Now, if you want to give us your own comparisons to Larry Bird or your memories of Larry, drop us an email at NBA.com. And we want to thank all of you who've been writing in. After last week's show on the king of the triple-double, Oscar Robertson, someone asked if anyone's ever had a quadruple-double. Well, 4 players have done it. Nate Thurman, Alvin Robertson, Hakeem Olajuwon, and David Robinson. So keep those emails coming. We'll be right back.
Larry Bird almost had a quadruple-double. During his career, Larry Bird averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists per game. Man, that's really good. Can't take nothing away from it. He was always a team guy.
After the Celtics' 1986 championship, Larry Bird began to suffer from chronic back problems. The injuries eventually forced him to retire, but not before one more championship, a gold medal with the '92 Dream Team. The Celtics retired Larry's famous number 33, and he entered the Hall of Fame in 1998, the first year he was eligible. Well, that will just about do it for us today and also for this season. We want to thank you for joining us here on Vintage NBA. We sure hope you've enjoyed our shows. I'm Robin Roberts, and we'll see you again next season. Take care.
We are here tonight to honor a man whose feats on the basketball court are simply the stuff of legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Bird.
There will never, ever be another Larry Bird.
I dedicated my life to basketball, and I dedicated my life to the Boston Celtics. Yes, I'm going to miss playing for the Boston Celtics because I was very proud to play for the Boston Celtics. I say good night, Boston, and may God bless each and every one of you.
These are some playoff disappointments, and we got to start with the post.
Oh, man. Hey, yo. That was a really good one, man. Vintage NBA. These kind of shows back then, man, fire. Fire, fire, fire. Especially when they do those little piece by piece. They talk about certain aspects of his game. What I really liked was that live game that they showed, that 1984 against the Los Angeles Lakers. That was a good one. Seeing probably like 2/4 of the game, that was really good. That was really, really good. Guys, made it at the end of this reaction. Hit that like button. Those that are new here, hit that subscribe button for some more old school basketball content. And I will see you guys on the next one.